Hi everyone, good day. I am Justine Galanes Balesta from Bachelor of Physical Education 1A. For today, I will going to share my reflection about the topic which is the career motivation. Career motivation is a key factor within a successful organization or business. The quality of work that the people express is often of the motivation they possess. Some employees consistently remain motivated just by knowing that their well-being is important to the people above them. Listening to your employees is crucial. Open ears are very much appreciated when an employee has a suggestion on improving efficiency or effectiveness on a project, or even if they are trying to tell how they feel. So, being sympathetic to personal problems and reminding employees to express their feelings assessed in the employee's comfort with their supervisor. So, while money is important to employees, what tends to motivate them to perform at high levels is thoughtful, personal kind of recognition that signifies true appreciation for a job well done. Employers will gain more respect from their employees if they treat them fairly and give them credit where credit is earned. The examples that I have uncovered conclude the need for employee motivation. A manager must reveal the importance of their employees' presence within the company. If an employee is praised, they will feel as though they are valued within the company. Money is important, but the bond and friendship that is built is more important. Employees are motivated to do their jobs if they feel that they are appreciated and being respected even though they are just an employee. So that was my reflection about the topic which is the career motivation. So thank you everyone for listening. God bless, be blessed, and be a blessing.
Final and instrumental motivation. I learned that instrumental motivation refers to practical or pragmatic reason for language study. Instrumental motivation for language learning include passing a language requirement, getting a monetary reward such as an increase in pay, grade for language, competence, or having a better chance of getting into medical school. Motivated students more able to adapt, learn content to new situations. They tend to reflect on underlying causes, on frameworks. When a student truly engrossed in tasks, they have less cognitive and emotional energy to focus on social image. Learners with an instrumental motivation want to learn the language because of a practical reason, such as getting a salary, bonus, or getting into college. Many college language learners have a clear instrumental motivation for language learning. They want to fulfill a college language requirements. Integratively motivated learners want to learn language so that they can better understand and get to know the people who speak the language. That's all. Thank you.
This is my reflection about Module 5 about intrinsic and extrinsic motivations in entrepreneurs. Intrinsic motivation, however, is typically a more effective long-term method for achieving goals and completing tasks in a way that makes you feel fulfilled. While extrinsic motivation is helpful in a certain situation, it may eventually lead to burnout or lose effectiveness over time. Most people assume that the intrinsic motivation is best, but it is not always possible in every situation. Sometimes, a person simply has no internal desire to engage an activity. Offering excessive rewards can be problematic as well. However, when they are used appropriately, extrinsic motivators can be useful tool. For example, extrinsic motivation can get people to complete a work task or school assignment that they are not interested in. Both extrinsic and intrinsic motivation play a significant role in learning. Experts have argued that education traditional emphasis on external rewards such as grades, report cards, and gold stars undermines any existing intrinsic motivation that students might have. Others have suggested that extrinsic motivators help students feel more competent in the classroom, which in turn enhances their intrinsic motivation. Thank you.
When I read this topic about motivation to survive versus motivation to grow is that motivation services as the reason or reasons that compel someone to continue striving and working. It provides hope and clarity when circumstances become hard and discouraging. Entrepreneurial motivation is the fundamental in someone's decision to embark on the journey of creating a business. Motivation is also important to those that entrepreneurs work with and interact with. Entrepreneurs need to understand, tap into, and sustain their own motivation for starting a business. But they also need to be able to motivate others to buy into their idea, whether it's motivating investment groups to provide startup funding or motivating eventual employees during the early days. Motivation is key to keeping everyone on the same page about the mission of the new business and working towards fulfilling that. Every entrepreneur and business owner is different. Therefore, many entrepreneurial motivation factors will also be different. But there are similarities among successful entrepreneurs in where they find motivation and inspiration. Here are some of the things that not only motivate entrepreneurs to go into business for themselves but motivating them to continue even during difficult parts of the process. On the other hand, the role of motivation in entrepreneurship is significant. It helps to shape startup businesses from the very early stages and can have an impact on sustaining growth and capabilities in the future. That's all. Thank you.
Okay, hi, I am Madama James Alano and I'm going to tell you guys what is my reflection about the motivation, cognitive dissonance, and risk is. So, before we go to my reflection, let me just state for you guys what is said in the module. So it was said that the complexity of motivation is exhibited in cognitive dissonance and risk avoidance, both of which are the strong motivators for humans. Research on cognitive dissonance and the need to avoid failure can be used to explain why entrepreneurs will often do anything to avoid failure in their venture, such as persisting when any non-entrepreneurs would have quit. It is important to remember that cognitive dissonance has much to offer the study of entrepreneurs as well as the behavior of the venture capitalists and angel investors. So now, I reflect that the confidence and motivations are the pillar of an entrepreneur person that will lead her or him to his success. So, however, the entanglement of motivation is being linked to what's so-called the cognitive dissonance and risk avoidance. So therefore, entrepreneurs should at least have some knowledge of what is cognitive dissonance and risk avoidance is for them to avoid failure in their businesses and ventures. For instance, for those people who take a huge risk for their business to also take a huge leap and they ended up to a failure state, those people will become the example for the smaller entrepreneur to not make the mistakes again. So having the knowledge of your co-entrepreneur, their mistakes will help you avoid the further failure of your business and ventures. So guys, that was my reflection. Thank you and get